In this video, we're going to look at this shifting market. We'll go over the latest from NAR. I'll also cover CoreLogic's report, plus foreclosures, and is there still a hot housing market in the US? Hey guys, my name is Mac Rogers. I'm a real estate broker here in the San Francisco Bay Area. Welcome to the channel. In today's video, we are looking at the latest report from the National Association of Realtors in regards to existing home sales, median home price, and the pending home sales numbers. First off, existing home sales declined for the fourth straight month. Sales were down 3.4% month to month and 8.6% year to year. The median home sales price set another record. For the first time, home prices exceeded $400,000. Right now, it's $407,600. This is a huge 14.8% increase from 1 year ago. So that's what happened this past month, which is the latest numbers from NAR. Now let's look at the pending home sales numbers, which gives us an insight on what the future closing or closed transactions will look like. Just when we think that sales transactions are starting to slow down, we break the 6-month streak. Pending home sales are up slightly. It inched up by 0.7% on a month-to-month basis, but still down huge year to year. Year to year, it's down 13.6%. On a month-to-month basis, the Northeast and the South regions experienced increases, while the Midwest and the West regions posted decreases. Year-over-year contract activity is down in all 4 major regions. This small gain doesn't really change the tide. The housing market is still clearly going through a transition. And this is primarily because of higher mortgage rates. According to NAR, if you were buying a median single-family home price and with a 10% down payment, the monthly mortgage payment has increased by about $800 since the beginning of the year, as mortgage rates have climbed by more than 2.5 percentage points since January. Lawrence Yun, chief economist for NAR, had this to say: "Trying to balance the housing market by choking off demand via higher mortgage rates is damaging to consumers and the economy. The better way to balance the market is through increased supply, which also helps the broader economy." You know what? I can't agree more with that statement. This is really not helping home buyers that are priced out of the market. What we need is more supply. Not only supply of homes for sale, but also supply of homes for rent. This is the only way we can truly start to see home prices stabilize. The reality is that the housing market remains unbalanced nationwide, with demand far outpacing supply. Affordability can't be solved by increasing interest rates. If we look at affordability regionally, we can see differences in the pending sales activity in May. The biggest decline happened in the West region. Guess where the most expensive region is to live? The West. Clearly, we need more supply here. Let's look at the pending home sales regional breakdown. The Northeast index increased by 15.4% compared to last month, but down 11.9% from last year. The Midwest index is down 1.7% in May and down 8.8% from a year ago. The South index increased 0.2% in May, but still down 13.8% from the previous year. The West index is down 5% in May and down 19.8% from last year. In other news, CoreFact just released their latest results of the S&P CoreLogic Case-Shiller indices, the leading measure of U.S. home prices. Year over year, they reported a 20.4% annual gain in April, but that is down slightly from the 20.6% in the previous month. The 10-city composite annual increase came in at 19.7%, up from 19.5% in the previous month. The 20-city composite posted a 21.2% year-over-year gain, up from 21.1% the previous month. Just like the previous months, Tampa, Miami, and Phoenix reported the highest year-over-year gains among the 20 cities in April. Tampa led the way with 35.8% year-over-year price increase, followed by Miami with 33.3% increase and Phoenix with 31.3% increase. Just a gut feeling here, but I think once we hit a full-blown slowdown, these 3 markets might be the areas that could be hit hard. In terms of foreclosures, it went up a bit month to month and up big year to year. Now, it went up, but not to the extent that it's affecting the housing market. This is to be expected because the moratorium has been lifted, and the reality is that even though a majority of the homeowners are not in trouble, there's a small portion that is. According to Adam data, foreclosure filings were up 1% from a month ago, but up 185% from 1 year ago. On the surface, it seems like a jump of 185% is huge, but the overall number is only 31,000 properties with foreclosure filings, default notices, scheduled auctions, or bank repossessions. Now, let me just say this before I go on. I'm not making light of these people that are going through this. Foreclosure is not a good thing, and these are real people that are affected. When we look at or compare the numbers back to when things were normal, guess what? These numbers are tiny. According to Adam data, here are the states with the highest foreclosure rates. Illinois, 1 in every 2,000 housing. New Jersey, 1 in every 2,300 housing. Delaware, 1 in every 2,400 housing unit. Ohio, 1 in every 2,600 housing unit. In Florida, 1 in every 2,700 housing units. Here's what Rick Sharga, Executive Vice President of Market Intelligence at Adam, had to say. While there's some volatility in the monthly numbers, foreclosure activity overall is continuing its slow, steady climb back to normal after 2 years of government intervention led to historically low levels of default. But with inflation now at a 41-year high, the runaway prices on necessities like food and gasoline, we may see foreclosure activity ramp up a little faster than most forecasts suggest. I could not agree more with what he is saying here. We are going back to normal levels of foreclosure activity, but there is a chance that foreclosures goes up faster because of what is going on in the economy. And if you watch my channel, I have said this before. Yes, we have demand, and yes, we have a housing shortage. Yes, there's lots of equity in homes right now, but that could disappear fast if homeowners starts getting affected by the economy. In this case, a recession. We're starting to see it already. Tesla is one of the companies that has not only froze hiring, but also started laying off workers. If these coming layoffs starts to affect homeowners, we might see a mad dash to the exit as homeowners that are in trouble would still want to cash out of their homes while they still can. But with the real estate market starting to turn, any sudden influx of inventory could scare away would-be potential home buyers, and we can start to see home prices actually go down. And finally, the last thing I wanted to share with you in this video is the piece of news that I saw on Lennar's latest earnings call. I thought this was just interesting, so I wanted to share it with you guys. According to Lennar's CEO, Jersey and Florida are still a hot market, while Austin and Seattle are not. He said so far in June, new orders, traffic, sales incentives, and cancellations have worsened in many of our markets due to a rapid spike in mortgage rates and headwinds from negative economic headlines. You know what the new home builders are experiencing is the same as what we are seeing in the resale side. There are a lot of buyers canceling contracts because they can't qualify anymore. Buyers canceling because of what they are hearing in the news and are just afraid to act. But not all markets are performing badly according to Lennar. They listed 18 well-performing markets benefiting from low inventory, strong local economies, solid growth, and in-migration. 6 of those are in Florida. I can see that. Florida has been a hot destination lately for people migrating out of California and New York. Also on the list that they mentioned was New Jersey, Maryland, Charlotte, Indianapolis, Chicago, Dallas, Houston, San Antonio, Phoenix, and this last 3 surprisingly is in California. Number 1 is the Inland Empire. If you don't know where the Inland Empire is, it's a region in Southern California east of LA. These are primarily the cities of Riverside and San Bernardino. I can kind of see this because the Inland Empire is relatively cheaper than the LA area. And then the last 2, San Diego and Orange County. These 2 really surprised me because yes, it's true that they are benefiting from low inventory, strong local economies, but solid growth and in-migration. You know, I would have thought that the people are leaving these places of California as well, but I guess not. Then they mentioned 10 markets that are in what they call Category 2 or cities with modest declines. They are Atlanta, Colorado, Charleston, Myrtle Beach, Nashville, Philly, Virginia, the Bay Area, Reno, and Salt Lake City. Lennar said that in each of these markets, traffic has slowed and we've seen an uptick in cancellation rates. The Bay Area, I can tell you for a fact that I know brand new home sales are indeed slowing down. They are offering more incentives. They are aggressively marketing again as opposed to last year. And it's either some of them don't have a waiting list anymore, or they have a waiting list, but most buyers are dropping off. Then Lennar has what they call a Category 3, or areas with more significant market softening or correction. I think those are code words for it's crashing in these markets. On the list of their more significant market softening or correction are Raleigh, Minnesota, Austin, LA, California Central Valley, Sacramento, and Seattle. They said Austin has had 40% plus appreciation for 2 years, and Seattle was a top US market. Minnesota has been hurt by a lack of in-migration, limiting home buyer pool. I mean, come on, who wants to move to Minnesota? It's cold, you have the Timberwolves, you have the Vikings. That's it. I don't need to say anything else. So what do you do with all these information? First off, if you're a buyer, this is your chance. If you've been struggling in the last few months or maybe years to get your offer accepted, it's an amazing opportunity right now. Why? There is definitely less competition out there. Not only is there less competition, but the bidding is not going crazy if you do wind up with competition. Look, every home price forecast out there is still showing home prices will continue to go up until 2026. It's not going down. What is going down is the number of transactions, and the rate of appreciation is slowing down. So really, if you look at it, it could be the cheapest houses will be in the foreseeable future. I know interest rates are high right now, but that is also forecasted to stabilize. So if you get into a high rate right now, you can refinance it down the line. Other things that you can do to lower that monthly payment is to buy down your rate. Hey, look, if you don't believe me, check out this clip of Dave Ramsey. I'll also put a link to his full video in the description below. Watch this short clip.
I mean, I would say for the next 6 months, this is going to be true. And you can't usually say this, is what I'm saying.
Can't wait.
Right now is the best time to buy a house in the next 5 years. Right now. And here's why. Prices are not going to go down. Some of you are saying, well, I'm going to wait for prices to come down. You're not going to get them.
Yeah.
They're not coming down.
Yeah.
Okay. They're going to go up slower, but they're not going to go down.
My advice to you, if you're thinking of buying and still have the ability right now with this changing market to buy a house, meaning you're still qualified, go out there now. Actually, before you go out there, please hit the like button and the subscribe button, then go out there. For sellers, here's what I have to say. Don't look back last year or even 6 months ago and price your home that way. Buyer traffic is down. Inventory is starting to go up. Inflation is up. We are in a recession. It's a whole different landscape right now. Make sure you know what's going on in your neighborhood. Make sure to find out what is selling. How do those properties compare to yours? How was the traffic? How long did it stay on the market? Were there any seller concessions? These are important things to know that a great agent can help you. I'll give you one example of how things are changing before I close this video. Here in the East Bay, in the city of Fremont, at the end of January, there were 34 single-family detached homes for sale. At the time of this video, June 30th, 2022, there were 160 single-family detached homes for sale in Fremont. Back in June 30th of 2021, there were 73 properties active for sale. As you can see, from January of this year, that's a gazillion% increase and almost double when comparing it to the same time period last year. And finally, one last nugget for those buyers that are so worried about a recession and buying a home. I shared this so many times already. Recession does not equal a housing crisis. Check out the last 6 recessions that we've had. It was only in 2 recessions that prices went down. In 1991, it was less than 2%. In 2008, it was actually the housing market that caused the recession. Buying a house in a recession is good. It's also a good hedge against inflation. Hey, if you have any questions or comments, please put them down below. If me or my team can help you find the right home, give us a call, a text, or an email. We'll get you educated and on the right track to home ownership. Have an awesome 4th of July.